Turn them on, everybody. Make sure you turn them on. Can you hear us?
Yeah,
All right.
nice.
You don't have to wear it right now if you don't want.
like
You
it.
guys want it?
I'm
All right.
listening, yeah.
All right. Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Wrestling Dorks. I am John, joined as always to my left by the talker of talking, Sam. Welcome to the show.
Am I going to hear my... No, it's nice. You don't hear yourself in the headphones.
You don't really. Yeah.
This is
I think I
nice.
figured this out. It only took us 3 years, but we're finally professional broadcasters.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, excellent. Glad to have you. And to his left, we have the hater of nothing, because we couldn't come up with a better name for her after 3 years. J. Lucky Sunshine, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, wait, he has some names for you.
Yeah.
He's had names.
I would have said the hater of everything.
The hater of everything.
Yeah. Deep down, that's Jen's spirit.
It kind of is. I mean, she was hating on. We were sitting here earlier, and I was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And she goes, "Looking at hot chicks on the internet." And I'm like, "What? Why can't we do this together?" And she goes,
She was just looking at things that like, well, why don't I
As
look
I
like
was
this?
scrolling, I came across all these naked women that looked amazing.
"Oh yeah, thanks for sharing." By the way, thanks for sharing.
What
with
website
me.
was this, Patrick?
Yeah, exactly. How do you find these things? As you're watching us on Twitch, please feel free to jump in the chat. Talk to us tonight. For those of you who do not know, this is the final episode of The Wrestling Dorks. We've decided to pack it in after tonight.
Yeah, this is probably the best episode ever.
This will be the best episode. We're already got some people watching, so make sure you join in. We're ready to rock. We've got headphones like professionals.
Yeah,
We don't have three, but
sounds
I do
good.
have earbuds that are plugged in, so you can hear us. Now you know what we sound like.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
listen back to the show, so you
Yep.
know what we sound like. So we will be going through a lot of things tonight. As you see on your screen, we're going to talk about a few of the hot topics going on in wrestling, just because that's what we do. We're also going to go back in the annals of history of Wrestling Dorks history over the last 3 years.
archives.
Talk about some of the things that we've done over the few years. I've got pulled some clips. We've also got a couple fans that wanted to call in and talk to us for the first time ever. So big show tonight. Also, the Sixers are kicking ass tonight.
Yeah.
It's a good night for you, isn't it? Look at you.
60-31. Going to move on to the second round. If
Yeah.
they don't, it'll be the worst loss in franchise history. So it's all
So
good.
yeah, lots happening. Jay Lucky and I took a long ass 2.5 mile walk, so she will not be falling asleep on air tonight.
Do you have to take every 7 steps for her? 3?
Yeah. It's like a kid walking with their parents. Like she takes these long strides, and I'm like, wait up, guys, wait up.
Yeah, because we know you're a slow walker. So.
I'm a slow walker, and I have short phalanges. So I don't know if you noticed this, Sam. I'm wearing one shirt for the occasion.
I'm glad you pointed that out. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite uncomfortable for me.
It is. That's uncomfortable for me, but it's hot in here. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to sweat through one shirt. I don't
Because
care.
usually you don't care. Usually you'll have 7 shirts on if it's hot.
I usually will. But for tonight, for the audience, I decided, you know what? I'm going one shirt.
We probably would have been a bigger hit if you always would have been one shirt.
If I would have
John.
one shirted it for 3 years, you think that's...
One shirt Johnny.
Yep. So what order do you want to go in here, buddy? Do you want to go with what we saw last night? Do you want?
Yeah, we could talk a little bit of
bit
the
last
pressing
night,
topics. if
mix
you
it
wanna
up a
call
little
them
bit?
pressing. Yeah.
There's a couple pressing topics. I mean, first and foremost, I think everybody's talking about it. Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
What in the hell?
It's different.
It's different. I'm willing to give it a chance.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm in the same boat here.
Yeah.
It's something different they're trying, which I like. And I think Bray's talented enough to make something like this work. He definitely, I thought, did a good job last night. I'm interested to see in ring what they do with him, and where this all goes. So I guess it's kind of working.
Yeah.
Is this almost is this kind of almost even a take on remember how Doink was the evil clown originally?
Yeah.
But I don't know. This is interesting because it's got he took the chainsaw to the old Bray.
I like that he has the gloves.
The glove, yeah.
What was it, hate and heel or something?
Yeah.
Hurt and heel or
Yeah.
something like that? It's really interesting. You saw it though, right? When Bray Wyatt was wearing the
Yes.
sweater.
Yes.
What'd you think?
It was strange.
Very strange. It was, even we were sitting here with Christopher and I was like, I don't know if I should let him watch this. It was almost on the level disturbing enough that I was like, that means it's good. If it's almost disturbing enough to not let a kid watch, that means wrestling's getting good again.
Yeah, it needs to go back to rated NC-17.
Yeah, and we will talk about where we think wrestling's heading since we're departing the podcast world. We want to talk about the future of wrestling as well. So I'm in the same boat, willing to give it a chance. I think that it's probably the best thing Bray Wyatt, because I was never a huge fan of him before because I felt like he was directionless. Just come out and start spouting off things, and it never really materialized. because he didn't win big matches.
He's got the whole
Or I should say, he
world
didn't win feuds. There
in
you go.
his hands. He's
See, and that's
got
dumb,
the
too.
whole-
I don't know
I
why.
like-
You liked it? All right, well.
They're still
going on?
referencing the
Oh.
Fireflies.
You don't have to wear them right now if you don't want. If you want to wait till we're doing the clips and the calls, if it's going to hurt your head. I know you have a headache, so why don't you wait? You don't need it. Wow, what a trooper. What a trooper.
Oh, we're blowing up in here. We got many viewers out there. Thank you for joining in.
Yeah,
I just
thanks.
sent a message.
Yep,
You know, send us questions and thoughts, whatever they might be.
And again, we'll talk later about why we're ending the show and things like that. But for now, enjoy the ride while you're here with us, right? Right? Another thing, we kind of do agree on the Bray Wyatt. Did you see that the War Raiders, the Viking experience is now...
Viking Raiders, which at least doesn't sound as terrible as the Viking experience.
It's not as terrible. And
I
also,
thought that was like the obvious name to go to.
yeah,
I think they heard the podcast last week.
they must have heard us. Yeah, they heard our rant. Well, definitely they heard the fans. Because even when they came out, Michael Cole was like, everybody's in social media has been talking about the Viking experience. You know, like he mentioned it. So obviously they heard all the voices out there. Do you like it? I mean,
Yeah, I
good
mean,
enough.
it's better than the Viking experience. Yeah. So what we got? Bailey and Charlotte going on here in Raw.
Yeah, yeah.
I wonder what's going to happen with like Bailey now. Like I know she's teamed up all of a sudden with Naomi.
Well, Naomi's on Raw though.
Wasn't that going to be like that? I thought
It
that
was going to be a thing, but it's no longer a thing. It's
Yeah.
not a thing anymore. So
Yeah.
now Bailey's a thing over on Bailey and her thing are over on SmackDown. So.
Yeah. Do you think will ever come back?
No.
Sasha will ever come back?
I don't think so. I think Sasha's probably done. I think that she probably was unhappy and decided she's just gonna weasel her way out. You know how I feel about these people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I mean, and for her to like,
I don't see how it's weaseling, but
it's weaseling. What, she's unhappy that she lost the belts?
No,
Like,
she's
this is
unhappy with her-
This is a scripted fucking program. The belt, I'm sorry to tell you this, it's a prop.
No, I don't believe in that.
It's a prop. It shows that the company wants to
She's unhappy with her standing in the company. Have you never worked at a company where you?
Yeah,
were
but I
unhappy
didn't
with your
refuse to
standing?
show up to work.
You didn't have that option because you're not talented.
She You dick. But I still would show up for work and do my job.
Right. That's why you're dumb. That's why we
But-
don't have those options. She's an independent contractor. Why does she have to show up to work?
Because what else is she doing?
she
Making
she
that
should be
sweet
able to-
cricket wireless money?
She could go right over to another organization that'd be happy to have
But
a
she
woman
probably
of her
can't.
talents.
She probably can't because she's under contract.
Which is stupid. We went over this.
I
hate
know,
the
but I'm saying-
WWE.
but my point is-
independent contractor bullshit.
Point being, if you're under contract, unhappy or not, you've got to show
You're
up.
always on the man's side.
You got to
Hold
show
the
up.
man
Though.
down.
What
Why?
does not showing up do? All it does is make her look worse and
Doesn't
lowers
ma-
her stock
she-
value.
I don't think so. She got to take a nice vacation. I saw the pictures.
I'll bet you were looking at
It's
those
sending.
pictures.
It's sending a message. Listen, Sasha Banks has charisma. No, I don't care what anybody says, and she was not happy. They apparently Bailey and Sasha were the ones that really pushed hard for the tag titles to be introduced.
Right.
They wanted to establish them and make them be valuable.
They were
and they
valuable.
hot shotted them in 20-some days off of them to a team of two people that have never won shit, that have been booked like they're not important.
So okay, so what if they were to win them back from the Iconics then? I mean, maybe that was the plan.
Oh
Have the
yes,
Iconics
yes,
win-
I'm sure
So-
that was the plan.
Look at
And
you.
they were told, by the way, day of that they were losing.
Right.
When they said it was a known
So
thing.
just
going
so
on.
don't show up for work then. Just don't
maybe
show up for work.
maybe let me know if things are scripted ahead of time.
Just don't show up for work.
What is this? 2 years ago, where you're just going to argue with me?
Yes.
God damn it!
I'm not faking this argument. I do feel like
because you always side that way though.
I get if your contract is up, like fine,
well, shit.
or
Yeah.
almost up, or something like that. But she's under contract to do a job.
But
to
how
put on-
how do you have a
And
contract?
so because she doesn't have a belt around her waist, who
But
gives
how?
a shit?
But
Just go
how
out
do
there
you
and
have
wrestle.
a contract in this situation if you're an independent contractor?
Are we too loud for you? Oh, sorry.
The definition of independent contractors,
Just squeeze
you're not contracted to any one organization.
And I told you this. I agree with that part of
Then
it.
you-
I'm just saying if you're under a contract, she's under a contract to wrestle. Let's say till.
But you can't be as
July.
an independent contractor.
Okay,
So
well
my
then
theory is
okay.
she should be able to do
we
whatever she
agree.
wants.
We agree that she shouldn't be an independent contractor. But whatever, if you're signed to work through the end of the year or whatever, who cares if you have a belt? If you have to wear a chicken suit, you go out there and you wrestle. You do what you signed
She's not
on the dotted
devaluing
line.
her brand anymore. She's going to go.
Oh yeah,
to
not showing up to
AEW
work.
and
That's
tear
not
it up. I
devaluing
can't
her
wait.
brand. Oh yeah.
Ooh La La says.
Mr. Ooh La
Yeah,
La,
Ooh La La,
welcome.
yeah,
Wow.
that is the one and only.
This is
Mr. Ooh La La.
a professional wrestler watching us
the
tonight.
swine himself.
We have. We're a swine.
I'm calling him a swine, Dan, but I don't care.
So we've seen him in action. What you saw him once, right? I think I.
No, once with you. I've
Yeah, I
seen
mean,
him
live,
I
yeah.
saw him in action 20 plus years ago, multiple
Oh,
times.
that's right. Yeah, we've announced him before, didn't we?
That was one of the highlights of this whole run. The
Yeah.
fact that I got to be a ring announcer for an
Yep.
event, something like I dreamed of forever. So that was actually awesome.
Yeah, that really was a great opportunity.
He's asking our favorite. He says, "Ooh la la here," and each one has their favorite moment. So I think he's asking which each of our favorite moments of our podcasting.
We'll go with that. I mean, if he doesn't qualify,
Yeah.
Favorite moment from the podcast.
I have a favorite moment from Mr. Ooh La La.
Yes, you do. That's right. You might as well go ahead.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, do you know what my favorite moment is?
Yeah.
When he sat on Anna.
Yes.
We went to one of the shows and he came out and it was hilarious. He came out and he sat on my friend's lap and he was all sweaty and everything, but he was like, it was hysterical. The timing of it all was hysterical.
Yeah.
This was during one of the shows we worked at, professional
Yeah,
wrestling
that was
shows
what-
we
that
all
was-
worked at.
I think we were, right?
And we brought a
Yeah, I
big
was
group
there.
of friends with us, and
Yeah.
our friends loved it.
Yeah, and they're not even wrestling
They
fans.
aren't even wrestling fans, and they were a little hesitant to go at first.
Yep, and Ooh
and
La La,
they
like,
loved
totally-
it. And he
yep.
just sealed. It was like it was just the fan interaction and everything was incredible.
Yeah,
He's-
he was all in.
So
That's what I
that was
love
my
about him.
favorite Mr. Ooh La La experience. Just since I don't know if that's what he was asking, but
In hindsight, I think our friend should have taken Ooh La La up on his offer.
That's true, actually. Yeah, now that's true.
So my favorite moment of the podcast, one
Ooh.
single solitary moment is
It's hard because while you think about
Yeah.
that, we're spanning over 3 years, more than 160 episodes. I feel like I was missing some of the tapped out ones, but
Right.
A lot of damn episodes, one a week, and sometimes we did multiple episodes.
all right. Well, then I'll go. I know my favorite.
Oh, you know your favorite?
It's good.
My favorite is when I got to hit you both with chairs.
Oh.
And even though people didn't think it was super forceful, they didn't realize that I had no idea how to hit you with the chair.
Yeah.
And where I was hitting you.
Yeah, she
is
kind
what
of hit
hurt.
us in weird spots. Yeah.
I didn't hit you the way you're supposed to hit people with chairs in wrestling. So
The big thing I remember from that is when she hit the blinds before she hit you.
Yeah.
You tensed up like, too soon, and then she hit you. So you go, "Ugh," and then fall. But it definitely was shocking.
that was one of my favorite memories.
Do you remember that damn Bloody Mary I had to drink?
I was thinking that
Oh
too.
my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, when Sam and I did the
Because I
punishment.
always lose the punishments.
every time you do, and I had to eat a fucking Rice Krispie treat. Which
Oh,
I
that's so
hate.
tough.
But you got me one that was like this big. It was
Yeah,
huge.
it was your classic big boy.
Yeah, it was a standard big boy. It was pretty much awful.
Pamela says that she thinks the belts are better with a real tag team, and Sasha and Bailey are best as singles wrestlers. While I agree that Sasha and Bailey can be effective as singles wrestlers, I think they were trying to establish those belts as meaningful and not the garbage like the current Raw men's tag team belts that that are held by have been tossed around. The B Squad had them, and now you got Hawkins and Zack Ryder holding them. And while I like all those guys, it's just they treat them as a joke.
They do.
know.
You can't say the women's tag team belt was treated any differently than the men's, being hot shot around. So
right,
Sasha
but I mean, like,
should
but
be
the
surprised.
SmackDown tag belts, I feel like the Usos brought a lot of quality, and the belts mean something more than
Can you give it a little bit of time? I mean, seriously, the belts have been alive for 2 months. I mean, for her to maybe down the road they become more prestigious. Do we seriously have to have a knee jerk reaction?
And I don't think it was just. By the way, the whole Sasha thing was just this what was going on because
it's possible.
I bet that whole storyline with her and Bailey that was absolute horrendous.
That was horrible. Yeah.
Where they should have had an actual feud and they didn't, and they forced them to be friends, which doesn't make sense in wrestling. Ooh La La said could be any moment, whether within the podcast or at an event, and he asked what offer. Jen, you gyrated on our friend's lap. I don't know exactly what did he say. Did he make her?
I don't know. I don't remember what he did.
I might have said take it up, assuming you were putting it out there for her, and she should have taken it because you're a much better option than what she had at the time.
Exactly. What
So-
she has now. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. You definitely offered yourself to her, put yourself right up on her lap. And at the time she was like, oh, wrestler. But now you're right. She'd be winning.
I'm saying then she should have taken it.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Then she should have taken it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you haven't thought of a favorite podcast moment yet? Or what was your favorite moment at their event? You guys just hosting it, just doing it?
Well, for me, getting in the ring and announcing it was just incredible, even though I had blown out my calf earlier that day and I was limping in and out of the ring. But
It was fun being a part of the show. It definitely
fun
was.
being part of the show, and really the podcast brought that to us. This is going to sound silly, but for the podcast, the first time that I saw we made any kind of money, and I'm not saying it's because I want money, it's more because I'm a creative person, and just seeing that people were willing to pay for something that I created for out of nothing, that is my favorite thing about the podcast. Favorite
Guy
moment
loves
though.
the money, Jen.
Favorite moment though, I think had to be when we did the photo shoot with you.
Okay.
Wait, do you remember that, Jen?
Oh my god.
When we dressed, he lost
Jesus,
yet
another loss.
another
How many-
loss. Sam had to. Jen got to pick out an outfit for him to wear, and then he did a photo shoot with her, and those photos had to be the your dating profile for 24 hours.
Right. Yeah.
Dating profile
It was
pic.
a weird ass picture. I remember that. Dan Marino jersey.
A
and-
cowboy hat, and she
yeah,
put him in a
and some seductive poses I made. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Mine. I mean, what you were mentioning about the money. I just liked sometimes when we would see like there would be like, we'd record something and you'd be like, oh wow, we got 50 listens or something like
Yeah,
that right away.
yeah.
Like, that would always be cool. I
Yeah.
remember.
True.
I remember getting together during work at Wells Fargo on a lunch break, sitting in the lunchroom and doing like a recording of like the draft, like
Yep.
or
I counted that as one of our episodes.
Right,
It was like 15 minutes. But
like or breaking news, like they're doing a split, and
Yep.
so I just one single solitary moment is
It is
tough
hard.
to pick out. There's a lot of different laughs,
Your photo shoot, definitely. I mean, when you spilled that soda that time, and then she blamed you. And
yeah,
it wasn't
yeah,
you
that
at
was
all.
recent. Yeah,
That was pretty good.
yeah. I don't miss all the swamp ass sitting at your table.
Yes, I know. That's another reason that we're back on the couches. The swamp ass from last week was pretty rough. So, so we just saw Charlotte win. So apparently now she's gonna have.
I like sitting like this.
That's true. You like the ultimate chilling, so you can fall asleep.
I'm not. I've been talking. I haven't
That's
even
you're
fallen
doing.
asleep
You're doing a
this
great
time.
job.
Her feet never touch the ground.
That's true.
Just like yours.
Yeah, my feet don't touch the ground.
Mine
but
are
hey,
my choice.
yeah, if you try to put
His
your
just
foot down
don't.
and you'll kick something. So what should we do now? Do you want to take a phone call, Sam? Should we get Pamela to call in?
Yeah, let's do it.
Pamela, if you want to go ahead and do what we practiced the other day.
Oh,
Let's see if
what
this
were you
works.
practicing the other
We're
day?
practicing using this app. Feel free to call in, J Lucky. Your headphones, please.
Okay.
Whenever she calls in, this is for all the rest of the viewers. Pamela has been one of our most loyal listeners. She followed us from the podcast when we were with Tapped Out. Followed us over to Twitch, and she always is commenting. You see, she has one of the Wrestling Dorks badges, so
Yes.
she's one of our subscribers.
Big wrestling fan.
Always interacting on Twitter. Literally, I could say this. She's one of the reasons that we continue to do this. So, all right,
Oh, I hear the phone ringing.
there you go. Pamela, you should be on with the Wrestling Dorks.
Are you okay?
Yes, I can
Yep.
hear. We can hear you.
So nice to finally speak to you all. Hello, Jay Lucky.
Hello.
A normal person.
How are you?
I need to turn
I'm
mine
so
down.
good. I'm a bit tired, but I'm so good.
Oh my gosh, you got up just for this.
This is a listener
Of
from across
course,
the
of
pond.
course.
Yeah, this is not just. I mean, she's from 5 hours ahead, so right now it's what 2:30 in the morning there.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. You're crazy, but we really appreciate it. You've again always been loyal and everything. So now that you've got us, what do you want to talk about? What do you want to? I mean, are you gonna miss the podcast at all?
Oh, I am. I'm going to miss you guys so much. It's so nice to be able to watch normal people and,
Mm-hmm.
you're not crazy. Sam is a bit, but,
I was gonna say we're. I like that she
He
thinks
is
we're
a bit
normal.
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
But I loved it when you got chops from
Oh, yeah, the
wasn't
chops.
Oh,
it?
that's
That's
right. We got
right.
chops.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Oh man, we
That-
should have done that
That was
tonight.
before Twitch, I think.
It was before Twitch. We
Yeah,
had
it
to do
was before
video
Twitch.
or
I don't even know if we did video of it, did we? I think we just
We
did
just
audio.
might have had sound or something like
Just-
that.
I think
back
we
and
had
forth.
think it was
we
just-
had sound, but I think we didn't even take pictures.
Yeah, I
'cause
should.
I was holding.
I
the
should lay one
microphone
into
up while
John
we did
tonight
it.
for old time's sake.
We could do that to
Yeah.
end the show. Why not? Some final chops. I mean, in honor of Charlotte Flair winning tonight. Why not? You know what I mean?
There you go.
So do you have a plan for another podcast to move on to? You won't break our hearts. I mean, is there going to be another wrestling podcast you'll find?
Well, I listen to Justin LeBar anyway.
Okay.
But no, that's it. I'm gonna just go back to being
And you might actually get to sleep
office
through the night now.
manager. Mum. I know. Well, no, because still got a baby. So
Yeah, there's no sleeping through the night with a baby.
no, I know. Did you see? Yeah, Bret Hart is coming to Liverpool.
Yes, I saw that you put that up on Twitter. You're going to get
Oh,
to see
nice.
Bret Hart. That's pretty awesome. Are you
Don't
you're
attack him. Do not attack him.
I know he's coming to my house for tea and cakes. Excellent. I told you Liverpool's the place to come to. Ignore London; it's rubbish.
Did your friends have as much fun in London as they thought they were going to? 'Cause
They liked London.
They liked
actually.
it,
Yeah,
but she says that they would have liked Liverpool better.
they may have.
Yeah, well, when we go, I guess we'll have to go over to Liverpool.
Oh, you're going to?
Well, in like 20 years. When
They did get me a
I'm putting my
London
money
travel
aside.
bag
That's true. You do.
Oh, that's nice.
while they were there.
I know that was nice of them.
Here's a bag, you old bag.
Hey,
Hey, she's the young one of her friends. Come on, give her a break.
I love it. It's so cute.
Liverpool is so much cheaper than London. London's just ridiculously expensive. A cup of coffee in London's a £5. A cup of coffee in Liverpool's 50p.
Oh my God.
I don't know what that translates to here, but it sounds a lot less.
$5.50.
Oh, is it? Okay. Wow,
Yeah.
that's a huge difference.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. London is made for tourists now, and which is nice. And I still like going. I enjoy watching the guards at the palace and things like that.
Yeah.
But Liverpool has a lot of the other history as well, with the docks, and not that we're proud of this, but it was the biggest like slave trade area, so a lot of our old town history is there. So it's really interesting around here, as well as cheap, and you can get laddered very
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, I'd still like to go. I just need to get a passport and
yeah.
vacation time. Some
Yeah, she's-
vacation time would be nice.
She's missing some important things like passport, vacation time, and money. But other than that, we'll be there.
I will get out of this country. I swear.
She's never been even out of the country. So
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Well, I've been to the U.S. the islands.
You did a
but-
cruise, right?
I did a cruise, but
Yeah.
I have never been anywhere where I need a passport yet. But I need to get away.
Wow.
Well, not away
Wow.
from me, I hope you mean. Just away.
She's not coming back.
If she goes, she's definitely not coming back. Why would she? She sees some European guy. Why would she come home to this? I wear 16 shirts.
I was
by
saying
the
just
way.
maybe even a Canadian guy.
Just go a couple hours away. Just anything. But actually, you know what? She might even take a Maryland guy at this point. Who cares?
Pamela, have you seen
You
the
won't
new?
find a nice one.
Have you seen the
Which
new Bray
side?
Wyatt?
I don't get Monday Night Raw or SmackDown here. I have to pay £30 extra a month to watch that one show, so I can't afford it.
Oh.
So I have to wait till like Wednesday and watch a speeded up version on YouTube, so everyone speaks like they're on helium.
Okay, I gotcha.
Well,
Check it
I
out when
do,
they put that up.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's actually on
I
right
am-
now, on SmackDown right now, and they're showing it. It's you would not expect it. It took me
Yeah,
actually
definitely.
an extra minute to see, is that even Bray Wyatt?
Like when he first came
Wow.
out, we were like, "Who is that?"
Because I rewound it to watch it again because I was like, wait, what the hell?
I saw a great post on Twitter. Basically, it was like JoJo. It said JoJo's pussy's so good it made Bray Wyatt go from this
Oh
to this.
my God,
I
jeez.
thought it was pretty good. So
This is why
I've
this
heard
podcast
it's like,
not
is it like a
proven.
fun house?
what was that?
Is it like a fun house or something like
He's
this?
playing, like he's like a psychotic, like children's like show host, basically. Like,
Oh.
yeah, and he's pretty interesting. I'm excited to see where it goes because it's letting him, be this like still kind of crazy individual, but in a different way than he was with Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, and he's saying like his past is in the past, but he still obviously has the same qualities. I don't know. As I watch it again, I'm like, damn, this is actually like the most interesting kind of thing they've done with a character
out
in a
of the
long
box,
time.
yeah,
Yeah,
out of the
completely
box,
out of the
some
box.
creativity.
Yep.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
I like how he has
A
his
bit like the 90s. It sounds like it's coming back, that you've got a bit of a storyline and people are from hell. They're not from
yeah,
down the street. And
Yep.
I like that. I know it's false. I know I'm not.
exactly.
But
I hate that. Don't
I
you hate
like
that when people say, you know, that's fake?
Yes,
Yeah.
we do.
Oh,
But
and
who
work.
cares? It's a storyline. It's just
I
like
work
watching
on
a
a
soap opera.
building site.
And Sam has said many times, this is like watching a soap opera.
Yeah,
You love
exactly.
soap
It
operas.
is.
Yeah.
A lot of times soap opera, we know it's a show. We know it's just a show.
Yeah, I'm able to suspend
why we
belief
like it.
for things that make somewhat of sense in a storyline universe, but when it's like things that every week change and don't make any sense, that's when it gets annoying.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I work on a building site and it's just me and men, loads of men.
oh,
And none of them confess to liking wrestling
Really?
in front of their mates.
Wow.
I don't. I say, oh, I love it. And when WrestleMania was on and I finally managed to get some time to watch the matches properly, I loved it. And I was in work telling the lads, oh, did you see this? No. And they all secretly come to my office,
oh my word.
sit down and talk to me about it.
That's crazy. See, is that like, that's crazy.
So with their friends laugh at them.
That is so funny.
I saw on Facebook today, my one classmate posted a picture and it said my daughter's favorite Easter gift, and it was a Becky Lynch shirt.
Oh,
and I
wow.
was like, that is so cool. Like, your daughter's like 10 or something like that. And it was just like, it was, I think it was like, it said like WrestleMania, but the man was like, said like, it was like WrestleMania.
Oh, okay.
Like, I was like, that's awesome. I was going to be like, I support your raising of your child.
Yeah, exactly. That's funny that people don't admit it. Like, you would think about
Yeah.
a group of guys, but I guess if, it is still considered kind of dorky.
Guys kind of like if like people work like, oh, you watched like,
Yeah,
whatever.
you're right. They still
Meanwhile,
make fun.
36 like, did you see this on Game of Thrones? I'm like, that's not real, right?
Yeah.
Like,
That's true. It's true.
Yeah.
I know. That's why is this not allowed to be fake, but everything else is allowed to be fake? I don't know. Like Avengers comes out, in 2 days and everyone's going nuts for that. I should walk into the theater and be like, it's not real, right?
yeah. Dork.
Dorks. Bunch of dorks. Are you going to, you're not into those movies, are you?
No, I've never seen them.
Oh my God. I really want to go this weekend, but I think every showing is sold out.
No, I've never.
I would
I've
love
never-
to take Christopher
Is
to
this
that.
opening weekend?
Yes, and it opens like Thursday night at midnight.
Oh, one of those.
Yeah, one of
I
those.
thought you weren't a comic guy.
I'm not, but these movies are incredible.
Oh, okay.
Like I can follow. I like a long ass story, and it's 22 movies for all the the superheroes, like dating back to like 2004 or
Okay.
something like that. So it's like
Yeah, they're making a ton of money.
and they make a ton of money, so they'll never stop. I mean,
Right,
they
yeah.
say this is the end game, but it'll never stop.
No. It'll be like, or they'll do like a retro where it'll be like before the very first one. Here's what happened, and
Absolutely.
then post. Yeah. So.
Well, anyway,
Crazy.
I really, it's so awesome that you calling in. I'm so sorry that we are ending the show. I know that.
Oh, I'm so gutted.
Yeah, I know.
I
But
never got to speak to Jay Lucky about Becky Lynch and
I know.
the stupid Becky 2 belt. It drives me mad.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe if she learns how to go on Twitter, you can still.
yeah, if she would learn how to tweet, maybe she would. You
I'm
could
better
talk to
with
her.
Facebook.
You do Instagram too. You could do that. You actually, her Instagram is like
Instagram's mainly just pictures. Though.
of wrestling. Her Instagram's like all wrestling.
It is.
Oh, I don't have Instagram. Oh, I only got Twitch for you guys. Spending money just for you, and then you leave. And
Fine. I'm sure there's other quality content on
I'm
the
sure.
Fine Twitch site.
Yeah,
that you can-
there's other ones. I mean, and to be honest, and
No.
we could kind of talk about this now. Sam and I got together like a month ago, maybe 5-6 weeks ago, and we said, the whatever, I don't want to say the desire or whatever, the something was missing recently, and we said, you know what, let's give this a really good. Let's not end it right away. Let's give it a good, month and a half. Let's get through Mania season.
I didn't even know you guys ever talked about that.
Maybe sometimes have serious conversations,
Yeah.
not too often, but And
Who knew?
we said, you know what, because it is a lot of work. I mean, it looks like we're doing nothing because we're like lounging on the couch, but there's so much like that goes into it, making these graphics and putting up the wires and writing up the storylines and whatnot.
I don't do any of that shit.
No, it's a lot of work for me.
Yeah.
But and we just said, it wasn't even are we getting anything back out of it, because we do have subscribers. We're getting paid. And we have listeners and viewers and
He's
stuff.
I'm about the feels.
Yes, that's what I mean. The feels and all that stuff. But I mean, it just for some reason something felt missing in the last few weeks, and we said, let's just tie a bow on it. I guess we kind of did make the decision suddenly, but we had kind of had it in the back of our minds, for a month and a half now.
It's sad.
Yeah, it felt like
you will.
what?
Do you think you will do like a special, like SummerSlam review, or
If something pops up or we're feeling like we want to like rant on something.
Yeah, I mean the equipment's here; it's not going anywhere. So,
but as of right now, this will be the finale.
Yeah, I mean it's weird to have a series finale, but it's crazy that it's been over 3 years.
I mean, yeah.
And after we hang up with you, I do have a clip from our very first episode, like the first words we ever spoke on the podcast. We're going to play that.
Nice.
Where I also made up a montage of the interviews that we've done over the years. Ooh la la, if you're still watching, you're in there. Just kind of going through some of our history there as well. So we'll miss it, obviously, but I think I don't know how you feel, Sam, but not having to watch 7 hours of wrestling every week or whatever it is, is a little bit.
Right. And I think part of it for me too was like the WWE product for the main product up Raw, SmackDown hasn't been as good, has been tougher to watch and to be excited about. So it's like that makes it a lot tougher too, because we weren't, might have been easier if we were just a general podcast where we would just come in and riff on all the stuff like we like to talk about. But as it being themed to wrestling podcast, we want to keep it that. But then sometimes it gets tougher with, what we were actually, trying to be motivated to talk about wrestling.
Yeah. And
that's what made it good, though, I think, because you do talk about wrestling, but you also talk about how Sam can't get a date and,
Thanks for mentioning that. Thanks for mentioning that. Well,
he messes up in the bars all the time, and I can't get a date. And I work with 500 boys, and there's men, and I've been single for 3 years. What does that say?
Gosh, why you guys got to be so far away from each other? Sam, would you hide your wrestling?
Hang in there.
Oh, is that what people say to you?
Yep. It'll happen.
The right one is just around the corner, right?
Yep. And then when you think you see a girl that you think's attractive at the bar, don't have Jay Lucky there, because she'll tell you that she's hideous and that you can do way better. And even though you have no other options, you could do way better.
He's only looking after you, though. Yeah. He's only looking after you.
I am.
So you could go there and see a fine young lad, and she'll say, "Nope, he's hideous."
The funny thing is, people say that Jay Lucky's a great wingman, and she is to a point, but sometimes the girl will choose her over you. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. That's why I would never bring her. Either she's going to say she's not good enough, even though she is, or she'll just completely take her away from me. So yeah, you got to be careful.
Is this true? Is this true? Have you ever done?
He thinks I take women away. I don't take women away.
It's like the Seinfeld episode where George was getting mad at Jerry
for being
Would you not
hilarious?
Be so funny?
Yeah. Stop being so funny.
Yeah, and he came over and he was like, did the whole dark Jerry, one of my favorite things.
Yeah,
like,
we need to put that luchador mask on her next time that we go out. So she's not so good looking and charming.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
But she does have incredibly high standards for Sam, though. And I think
I don't know. And I have too high standards for myself. Sure, somehow surpassed mine. It's ridiculous.
Well, I'm too old for you anyway, aren't I, Sam, as you told me once?
Yeah,
I remember.
Yeah, you're over 25, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm under 40.
Oh, you got Jen beat.
True.
But you're still looking under 25.
I'm looking at anything.
I know. I'm kidding. I was trying to get you
He's
fired
broadening his horizon.
Yeah, it's good work. Oh wait, what was I saying the other day? Oh, you need to your radius. You need to go Long Island.
Oh, set my radius 180 miles away.
Tell him when we went out
That's
Saturday
true.
night.
It's any city.
No,
it is. Trust me.
Yeah, but these were Italian looking chicks.
Right. No, yeah, I
That
get.
were
But I'm
hot.
just saying,
With
like,
resting bitch face, and
you
John's
love
like,
that.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
yeah.
You love that
Sam
shit.
would
He
be in
loves that
heaven.
resting bitch face.
but
Oh
like
my god.
when I go like in Philly and I'm on these sites, it's just like ridiculous.
Yeah, we were at the bar and Jen, like, it was a girl that was, and she pointed her out to me and I was like, oh, I said, they don't make them like this down in Reading. And then she got offended. I'm like, hold on, you were made here, so it's okay. It was,
That's
it was
true. I
fair
was made
enough.
in- made
You were
on
made in
Long
Long Island, so I was fine with that. So, oh, yeah, I forget where I was headed with that, but
Thank you.
That he's expanding his horizons.
oh yeah, you need to expand your radius all the way out to Long Island. If you
Yeah,
could.
that's
What's
a bit
that, like
far.
200 miles?
I'll tell you that time I was in Philly and I matched with somebody, and then I told her that I don't live there, and Reading, she like, flipped out and blocked me. I was like, what? I was just randomly swiping in the area I was in. What do you want? Mr. Ula says, thank you for your contribution to professional wrestling. That might be my new favorite moment
That's
ever.
probably the best
to have
moment.
a wrestler such as Mr. Ula
And-
say
yep.
thank you to us for our contributions to pro wrestling.
Yep. No,
Something a lifelong passion of mine.
yeah, thank you for acknowledging us. Oh, that's another thing. When we go, one of the clips I have to play later, I do have the clip of when we were about to go to WrestleMania, and to hear the excitement in our voices, oh my god! And I'll set that clip up by telling the whole story for anybody who hasn't heard it, because it's fun to tell every time. Because every time you tell it, somebody their jaw drops. 'Cause it's a crazy freaking
We were
story.
absolutely crushed.
Absolutely crushed. But yeah, I do have that clip lined up, so we will play that then. So Pamela, again, thank you so much for calling in. This has been great hearing from you. I mean, I know that Jay Lucky wanted to
Yeah,
hear
it's
from
nice
you.
to
She
talk
was
to you.
very excited.
It was nice to talk to you.
Yeah, we when we have specials, trust me, I'm not canceling the Twitter account or anything like that.
I'll
so
still be
you'll-
on Twitter.
Yeah.
These fools, who knows?
Yeah, I might not tweet as much, but we'll still be there. So when
I'll
they're
try to go on Twitter.
she's gonna give it a shot. And
I have Twitter. I go on every once in a while, and when I go on, I'm on there forever because I have so much to catch up on.
that's true, and it's all wrestling dork stuff. It'll be less wrestling dork stuff now. So
True.
So, anyways, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
And thank you, guys.
All right.
And I
you.
wish you
Have a
luck.
good night.
Yes,
With
thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Good luck, and get those guys to admit that they like wrestling, would you?
Oh, I know, I will.
All right, we'll see you later.
Bye.
See you later. Ta.
Well, that was awesome. That was cool. That was cool hearing from a fan, somebody that actually.
Especially with a British
I mean,
accent.
she reminded us. Well, yeah, she reminded us of stuff that we forgot.
Right.
the chops.
that's
Like I totally forgot that we did the
a TV
chops.
show.
Yeah. It's craziness. That's pretty awesome. So,
Well, and she's been a long time fan.
yeah,
too,
I'm telling
so
you, she
she's-
followed us from every place that we've been. I mean, it's cool, and that's part of the, she says the word gutted whenever. I'm gonna start using that now because when she says it,
What, you've never heard that term?
no.
Oh, you're not very verbose.
I hear it. Amy says it.
Yeah. So okay. So what are you worldly now?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought I don't know. I've always heard that term.
I've never heard that
Absolutely.
Maybe it's
before.
just the
Gutted.
way that she says
Yeah.
it because she says it
Before,
like gutted,
Yeah.
like that, and it's
Natalie and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amy.
different. Okay. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, either way,
Welsh. Our Welsh. Well, Natalie's not a friend, but Amy is.
but either way, it was cool. It was cool to have her call in, and that's part of like what I was going to say about being gutted. I hate that now. If we were her weekly entertainment, we're not going to be there. But there's tons of podcasts. She
Better,
does
way better.
probably 1,000 times better. Look, she says she is so gutted, but you could check out Chicken Duck too. There,
It's awesome. Mr. Ula throwing out Pamela. It's a great segment. Thank
There
you,
you go.
Mr.
Yeah.
Ula.
there you go. Yeah, you got compliments from a
I can't
professional
believe
wrestler.
we've
on
never
his-
had her call in before, though.
I know. I don't know why I didn't think to
I guess
do
we
it.
never really thought to do that, but
I don't know why.
She always,
And the
has
tech-
stuff, she always has stuff to add, even
The
just
technology wasn't
well,
that
I
great
have
either.
the chat. I mean, I have the chat.
No, I mean like before, like
Oh,
the phone,
before, yeah.
I'm saying like
Okay, I thought
it
you
was
were-
never
Yeah.
that like smooth.
Yeah, that's
like,
true. I
the
mean,
call in.
it's you can't see it on the
Like
camera,
she
but
literally just called in.
yeah, and it was,
Remember before we had to like set up like 47 different things, and there were test calls, and Sam
Yep.
go in the other room, and this and
I
that.
Well-
do remember that.
Well, to be fair, I did all that this week.
Right.
So
Okay.
you don't. That's what I'm saying. I did do a test call, but anyways, the point being, this whole mess of wires is what it takes to put on this kind of show. So, but yeah, we're not. Look, she said, "Miss, thank you." Look at the interaction in the chat. Damn it. That's it. The show's back. No, I'm not. This is what I've been wanting. I wanted the
You
interaction.
know what'll happen?
I mean,
It'll be funny. This will be over in like 2 months. I'll be like flipping through like Twitter, and I'll see you have a new
I
show.
have a new show with a new host.
yeah.
I did get a friend of mine texted me, and he goes, "So now you're done with the wrestling podcast. What's next?" So he's considering he wants to do something now too, and I'm like, well,
What was the stupid idea you had before? What was the one you wanted to do? I thought you had like always had this other podcast idea. Like, I want to do a podcast on. I forgot what it was. It was like,
You know what? I remember you guys having this conversation. Like, what
it
was
wasn't anything I wanted to do. It was something he
No,
wanted
but
to
you've
do.
had the conversation.
well, I know that Dan and I don't need this in my ear right now.
Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah, I could take these.
Dan
You can take them off for now. We're gonna
you
do
had
the clips
talked
in a
about
minute.
something,
Well,
right?
I know Dan and I had talked about doing a podcast that was completely as like kayfabe.
Oh, I remember that one, but there was something that was non-wrestling.
Non-wrestling.
Completely.
Oh.
I don't remember if it was baseball related. or it
Well,
was just-
yeah,
No, you have a friend who wants to do.
yeah.
A
My
baseball
my
one.
buddy Howard wants to do a baseball podcast. Basically, like we started with wrestling, just
Right.
kind of talking baseball and see where it goes.
I thought there was some other stupid idea you had.
I'm sure it's stupid. Thanks. I'm sure it was stupid.
You're like, I want to do a podcast just based strictly. I forget what it was. I can't remember. You don't even listen to yourself. That's the thing. This guy is the worst listener.
Oh, please.
One of the worst
You'll
listeners I've
miss-
ever come across.
you'll miss the
He
fact.
doesn't even listen to his own friggin' comments and thoughts. He's
True.
just talking and just going,
That's another thing. Are we even going to hang out anymore?
Probably not.
Why
No,
would
it's-
we? We have no
yeah,
reason to.
yeah,
What do we
it's
have to
over.
talk
Yeah,
about?
yeah.
So tonight when we say bye, Sam, it's gonna be bye.
Oh,
Sam
it's
versus-
real
It's
bye,
good.
Sam.
It's
Yeah.
see ya. Yeah.
At least you don't have to worry about getting a hug.
See you later time. Oh, by the way, I got dropped off here, so I do need to ride home so we can have a formal goodbye.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I could do that. Yeah, I got yelled at. Not yelled at, but I got talked about for my shitty hugs this weekend in Long Island. Went
My
to a
family-
funeral.
my family hugs.
And
They're Italian. What the?
Exactly, Italian Irish.
but it's not just a hug; it's a big two-armed hug with a kiss on the cheek.
What? What do you mean? What are you gonna give a? You want to give a?
It's a big two-armed hug. What the hell is a hug? It's a two-armed.
Hey, in my family, we only got one arm, most of us.
I'm
You
just
bragging with your two arms?
I'm just saying, like they all want to like pull you in, and like, they want to kiss you on the cheek. And man, Sixers are kicking ass tonight. But yeah, and I did my normal like one arm thing, and I pulled him in. It wasn't like I
No,
backed
not
away.
Really. You did a very.
That was
sideways
pull
one.
in. I felt like I was pulling in. No, holy moly.
Did they go to you like when he walked away? What the fuck is his problem? Yeah.
Come on, they don't talk. I did get the blessing from one of her uncles though. Said I was a good guy.
No, he's not very smart.
Oh yeah. All right, we don't need to watch that right this second. So do you want to hear what we sounded like when we
Yes,
our
fire
very
it up.
first
Oh,
episode?
wait, now I gotta put these back.
The Wayback Machine.
The Wayback Machine is about to be fired up. I really hope that this works. It should. I tested it. So again, way back. Let's go back in time, Sam. 2016.
Wow.
Yeah,
Taking us back.
2016. We were just a couple of losers. Crazy how times
Nothing's
have changed.
changed.
Working at the bank together, and we decided we need some kind of creative outlet. We need to do something. WrestleMania was like a month away. I think this was like February or March 2016. And
Were you down here or were you still in Ephrata?
I think I was up here. I think I was.
Yeah,
up here.
everything-
I couldn't remember when you started.
Yeah, I don't
doing
think
the-
we did anything.
In Ephrata. no.
Yeah. Now we did start just doing. It was just one mic in the big open living
Right.
room on the coffee table,
Right.
and we just sat and like hovered in front of it.
But 2016 though, we weren't going to WrestleMania.
no,
2017. we were.
2017.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like WrestleMania was coming up.
Oh, okay.
So we decided what a good time to start a podcast.
Gotcha. I wasn't sure what you were. Okay.
Yeah,
I got you.
And so we paid like $5 a month or whatever it took to
yeah,
get
Libsyn. Yeah.
yep, to get in there.
all the time because I
Yeah, that's why we don't. I don't like wearing them. So she's having a hard time.
Yeah, I don't understand what's so difficult about headphones.
What's the problem?
The problem is that I have a headache, so I don't want to wear them. But now I have to wear them, so I want to hear what's going on.
So there's nothing wrong with the headphones. It's your
No,
headache.
well, because I keep. Well, they move.
Mine
His haven't moved.
Yeah.
They
So, anyways, let's take you back to early 2016 with episode 0. Hello and welcome to the official first episode of the Wrestling Dorks podcast, where Sam and I introduce ourselves and tell you a little
so
bit
serious.
of how we got into wrestling and what type of fan we really are, so that you kind of can identify with one of us, both of us, or neither of us.
Is
Serious
this the first
Jerry.
episode or episode 0?
Well, this is the one that everybody should listen to first so that they know who we are, because otherwise you're just listening to a couple of knuckleheads talk about wrestling. And that was the opening. I wasn't going to play the whole thing,
Right,
but
right, right.
it's just crazy to think like First of all, we didn't have the same zest as we do in later episodes. We were very.
Hello and welcome
Hi
to the
there.
Wrestling Dorks.
I am John, and over here, you probably sat on my left. Actually, I'm
Yeah,
sure you're always on
it's
my
always
left.
with the
And
left.
When unfortunately, when I drive you home, you have to be on my right. I don't know how that's going to happen. Even when we drove to Brooklyn, you were on my left. So,
Yeah.
shit. Look at that. So the next clip is from again later in that same episode, where we talk about maybe one day we'll get a girl on the podcast. So we had high aspirations back then. So thank you for fulfilling that aspiration for us here, Charlie.
I mean, I don't count her as a girl, but you can.
You don't?
Very, very minor celebrities on the show.
Some lively debate.
Talking
and
about
maybe if we're
things.
lucky, maybe hands together in prayer, maybe we will get a girl on this podcast. We'll see.
Yes,
It could happen.
we have at least once in our lives talked to a girl each.
Yeah,
So
and we're thinking we can get that
was a
girl
lie.
with enough subscribers. So you subscribe, listen to us. We got a lot more things coming down the road, and just stay tuned. All right. I don't know. It wasn't even so much the topic that I wanted to hear. It was just like we talked so differently. I guess our
You
broadcasting
talked so
styles.
quiet
We did.
and
We
like
were
this.
we're very monotone.
We're going to talk about what got us into wrestling.
Hi there.
And what
We had
type of
one
fan
microphone.
We
We
are.
had to.
Yeah, it is funny
a
that
globe.
it was this one, by the way. It's this one because those are the two new ones.
No, we had a globe.
no, it was this one first, and then I graduated to the Globe, and then when we
Really?
started to hold,
Okay.
the Globe came second, but yeah, this started it
What was the globe like? A few months in.
a few months in.
Globe was there for
we,
a long time.
We had that round one, and that was a higher quality mic, but once we had multiple people in the room, it would like dominate.
The rotund mic.
The Rotunda mic, it matched us. So, anyways, then what is the third clip? Oh, okay. Do you want to tell the WrestleMania story from your?
Oh,
point
this
of
is
view?
the
This-
okay.
I think you should check the chat and just see if there's a new message.
Oh,
And then go on to that.
okay.
It says from Pamela, I can't believe you have Mr. Ulala chatting too. Great show tonight. My cat is watching now.
Well, we wanted to go out on a high note. I was actually telling everybody at work that they always say like the season and series finales don't live up to. I'm like, I'm beating that. We're gonna go out on a high note here, so that maybe we want to come back someday. So, anyways, I'm gonna take you back in the time machine, and Sam's gonna set up the next clip. 2017. We've been podcasting for a full year. We were just about to join the Tapped Out Podcast Network. And one of the big things that helped us get on with them is that we were supposed to be going to WrestleMania as the correspondents.
Yeah. The way we're going to WrestleMania is John's great friend that he's known for a
Best
long,
friend.
long time.
I would say best friend.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus, you had to kill myself. So John's best friend was this ultra successful man. They called him Lobster Man because that's what he ate all the time because he was rich.
Yeah.
Whatever, lobsters. So he had recently gotten a new job. He was no longer working his like $200,000 a year bank job. He had now gotten hired making $1 million a year plus at another bank.
Correct.
And
He was a
he
big
had a
timer.
huge expense report. He could do whatever he wanted.
We just got a Kevin Owens heel turn.
Yeah,
I'm
what you was
sorry.
expecting last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it had to happen.
Yeah.
So they just basically did it a week later. Anyway, so basically this guy had said, I know you guys are big wrestling fans. You have this podcast. I can expense pretty much anything. I have clients down in Florida. Let's all go down to WrestleMania. I'll expense it. You guys want? I'll get the tickets. It'll all be saying because it's for a client, a customer.
Right.
We'll be good. Let's do it. And I was like, okay. And in the back of my mind, I was just like, this seems really weird, skeptical. But I had met him one or two times, and John's known him for such a long time. I had no reason to believe it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
had done some things like sent like pictures of tickets, but he probably just
that's
found
true.
them
Yeah,
online.
he did send pictures of tickets.
And then his big thing was that we were going to get a private flight down. Now for me, that didn't work because I'm not getting on a small plane. I had a fear of small planes. It was a whole big thing about, just get on, fly down with us. I'm like, no. So I booked my own flight down, my own flight back. I had just started a brand new job
Yeah,
at this
really.
exact same time. So as soon as I got the job, I told him, hey, I got this awesome trip coming up.
Same here.
I'm going down to Florida for WrestleMania. I'm really excited. This is a whole big thing. I get the time off.
Remember,
And-
my brother. I'm sorry, but my brother was going as well, and Dan was also flying in from Seattle. So there was like people coming from all over the country.
I didn't.
literally.
Your brother was going.
Yeah,
Yeah, and yet he didn't. But he didn't care.
of course not.
Yeah.
Nothing affects him.
So anyway, everything was taken care of. I was looking forward to it because I was like, oh man, we're gonna stay at a really nice hotel, which obviously I don't normally get to stay at because I don't have money. I'm like, oh, I want to get myself a massage. I really want to
Wait
relax.
till you hear your voice in
It's
the
gonna
clip.
be
You're
fun.
so excited about the
And
massage.
So day before we're scheduled to leave, the day
Oh, wait,
fucking
I was supposed to get a massage too. Actually, I was supposed to spend the day before with his wife. He was going to get us all these things so we can keep her occupied.
Do a
do
girls'
girl
day,
thing,
yep.
Do a girls' day with all these spa treatments.
I would have
It was
been
gonna
in
be
with
a
you.
full day event.
And he would have done the girls' day. I think you were going to do the girls' day with them.
Us.
Yeah.
yeah
You
the
said you'd rather do that than whatever they were going to do.
yeah, it was probably going to be like, now that I know him, who knows what it was going to be. But so the day before, while I'm at work at this new job, a group text message comes out from him, basically stating that the trip's off, it's over, he can't do it.
I'm
His
sorry.
marriage
Yes.
is at risk
Yes.
if they take this trip. So, kind of a long story short, the Mania trip was canceled. The Mania trip was off. My flight, I had to quick go in. I canceled my flight there, my flight back. It was too late to cancel the flight there, obviously, because I was leaving the next day. So I canceled my flight back. I was like, hey, he was like, and his whole big thing was, hey, if there's anybody that had any expenses due
Yep,
to this,
I will refund
I'll
them.
reimburse you. And I,
Yep.
of course, okay, like nothing thinking of it because, hey, this guy makes $1 trillion. And I did see his like $600,000-$700,000 home.
Yeah, that's true. There were signs that this was legit because he had a huge home, he had a
Yeah.
nice car. There was reasons to believe this story was true, and he'd always pick up the check everywhere you went.
So
Well, you never did see the new car he's supposed
That's
to
true.
hit on.
Yeah. Just
So anyway, it turns out after all these years of being best friends with John, this guy is a con artist, and he had built the bank that he worked for a bank, which was true. He never got that $1 million job that was a whole story. No,
Nope.
he was still in his normal, bank job. That was good. He was
still a
probably
good
making
job, yeah.
150, maybe 200,000 most, but probably like 150K a year, whatever. He had built that bank out of basically $1 million, and that's how he took that $1 million and parlayed it into buying his $700,000 house cash. Took some money to stage his old house to try and sell it. It all came back. This guy, all the stories he had told John over all their friendship was basically a pile of bullshit. He told stories about his family being, awful and
Yep.
stealing and ruining things. It's him. He faked his own brother's death. Said his brother died of cancer.
Yep, it was all. And where's he now, Sam?
He is in jail because he finally got caught. And he's serving, I believe, 3 years.
3
we
years.
believe.
Yeah, started last month or something.
And
like that.
I won mine. He served 30 because fuck him. He had my hopes up.
And speaking of hopes up, this clip that I'm going to play, you want to talk about gutted. You hear just the excitement in our voices.
Perfect term.
Perfect term
Gutted.
for it. This was, I think, it was obviously the week before we were supposed to go. So this would have aired Wednesday or
And we're probably
Thursday.
so pumped.
2 days before. So just hearing the excitement in our voice. It's not even so much what we're saying, it's our voices.
Obviously going, what do you think? What should we do? Should we go to anything besides NXT and Mania?
I said for myself, like probably the only other thing. I mean, since we don't have a ton of time down there, and we got
I
a
hate
really
this.
sweet hotel and everything. If we had a week, I would love to do more things, do some access, meet some
I
wrestlers,
was so
whatever.
bought in.
Me, I personally, I might check out Hogan's Beat Shop just because I hear he'll be there, and I've never met Hogan.
Right. Yeah.
And that's up there. Maybe
Look at it,
I'm sure it would
gutted.
cost money, but whatever. I don't care.
I
It's
mean,
Hogan.
there's going to be a plethora of wrestling events going on. I heard that Friday or Saturday night, Hall and Nash are doing some kind of wrestling event. They're
Yeah, like their own
hosting.
thing, yeah.
I don't think that they're wrestling.
There's a lot of things. There's
I
so
mean,
much
there's just,
other
like,
stuff.
Dan
going
sent
on.
me just stuff that
They're like
he
talking
found.
over each other. We're so excited.
And any day, any time,
And I told you my friends that I go to watch the pay-per-views with, they went out in San Francisco, and they said there's always like one-off
actually
matches
went.
going
Yeah.
on and stuff. And
Yeah,
Yes,
they
I mean,
didn't just
the
fake it like we
chances-
did.
We had talked about Friday just being a wrestle-free day, just because of how much wrestling is going to be Saturday.
Oh,
and
it was
Sunday.
wrestle free, all
Doing,
right.
like, the spa.
I was working.
Right, I might, dude. I freaking massage, facial, like relax, because I'll get in late Thursday night, and then
Had it all
Friday,
planned out.
I'd be down with you, whatever, and then maybe Saturday I hit up. I don't know, like I'll be excited. It'll be fun regardless.
It's going to be great. And
Yeah, so that was it.
Wow, that's sickening.
Again, just hearing our voices, look, it's like
It hurts again. It,
It does-
hurts
I know,
all
it-
over.
I'll go-
So glad this fuck's in jail.
you're like when you brought up Hogan's Beach Shop, I was like, oh, he probably like you. I feel bad playing that, but again, it tells you like what we've been through. Because
I
of this
hope he's
damn
some dude's
podcast.
bitch. I really do.
Yeah, so SmackDown just ended, by the way. Again, we are still a wrestling podcast for at least another 20, 30 minutes or whatever. One big thing that we do need to talk about before we get to SmackDown, CM Punk apparently made a big comeback this weekend. Did you hear about this?
Unofficial.
An unofficial
Because
comeback.
he was masked, so you can't ever prove it was him.
Yeah, so supposedly, for those
But
of
he
you who
had the
don't
same
know,
top on.
yeah, he was at a really small
Why the hell
show.
can't we get this many viewers when the hell we were still doing this goddamn thing?
You
These
know,
fucks.
I knew that was going to happen, but
You promoted this one better, I think.
maybe I did. What? I think people are more into here's the end, the last, the final, the last one. I also did hashtag Endgame, which is Marvel the game.
Yeah.
the
Well,
movie.
whoa! You finally learned Twitter 3 fucking years in. Christ almighty.
But yeah, where was I? Oh,
Punk.
Yeah, so apparently he
Who
showed
you
up.
hate? We did an episode on how much you
Yeah, if
hated.
you go back through the archives, you can check it out on Wrestling Dorks on iTunes and Spotify and all that shit. I don't have to say that anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness. So yeah, what do you think? Do you think he's actually going to make a comeback to wrestling, or do you think this was just like an absolute
Probably just did it for
one-off?
fun, something to do.
Just like a silly to get people talking.
I mean, never say never in the wrestling biz.
and that's true.
You never know. But
It
I
is
don't
true.
see anything happening right now.
No, I don't see anything happening right now. I would not be surprised though if once AEW is up and running and actually is going, if he can see a way to stick it to Vince, he will take that opportunity. Don't you think?
And his doofus son-in-law.
Yeah. Hey, Jay Lucky, would you be able to get me something to drink?
Good Lord.
Sure.
Do you not want to?
Not really. but
Okay. No, you don't have to then. I'm good. Never mind. All right. So the other thing, so we talked about SmackDown. We had a heel turn by Kevin Owens tonight. So
Yeah, the
going
cap off the
forward,
show. That'll be a feud.
well, people were wondering what's Kofi's first.
Right. That's why I thought it was going to happen last week, but they waited a week.
That's
So
good.
it wasn't as obvious.
Actually drag it out a little bit. That's not bad. So that's a good thing. And some of the shakeup stuff is so weird. Like Andrade's back on SmackDown now, I guess because Zelina Vega's there and Charlotte's there. And
Yeah, they're keeping.
Supposedly.
Apparently, they're now keeping couples together better. Before, Vince used to intentionally break them up. But the main thing is that Fox wants the Latino audience. So Andrade.
Is that the truth? Is
Yeah,
that-
yeah.
Really? You work for Fox? You know this?
I'm reading the dirt sheets.
Oh, geez, the dirt sheets. They're always right. So
You think Vince was like, "Hey, I really I want Charlotte to get fucked more, so let's have Andrade." on
maybe
the same
she's
show."
happier when she's effed more. Why did I censor myself on my last episode?
Yeah,
of the
you're
show?
still censoring.
Yeah. Anyways, whatever. Do you want to hear some more? Another clip?
Yeah,
that I
it's
put
come
together.
away. It's fun.
So this is unfortunately this is our last clip from our history, but this is a montage of all the interviews that we've done over the last 3 years,
Darkness, my old friend.
just to kind of go through it. And if at any point you want me to stop it and talk about, you can, or we'll just play through it and talk
Okay,
about it,
let's do
whichever.
it.
So. This is a special edition because we happen to have on our phone today Nick Cutler, independent wrestler out of Chicago. Nick, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, guys.
We're joined by Shane Ace Caplenza and Brew Keller from ACW. Fellas, welcome to the show again. Welcome back, I should say.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. We are joined today by special guests. We are joined by Bill and Ray from RCW. You know it as Regional Championship Wrestling here in Reading. Fellas, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate
Oh, man, remember that?
We've got the foregone conclusion, the dark horse, the real NWA People's Champion, Nick Cutler.
Nick, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me again, guys.
We are here with the Prime Minister of Pro Wrestling. Welcome to the show, sir.
That's the Prime Minister of Pro Wrestling, Wyndham James Winthrop III. And don't you
Still
forget
don't like
it.
him.
Well, Sam, we are in luck tonight. We have got quite a man on the phone with us right now. We've got the owner of RCW Regional Championship Wrestling on the phone right now. Ray Torres, welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Dude, we are
Good to
awesome.
be back.
Right now, we're hearing from the Angel of Darkness. Welcome to the show, the current RCW champion.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. How you guys doing today?
Welcome to the show, Mr. Ulala. It's such an honor to have you calling in on such short notice.
Ooh la la! You shut your mouth, you swine. You know why I called.
So there you go. That was all the ones that I could pull at the time because I didn't have access to all the old tapped out episodes. But everybody that we interviewed over the years right there, you heard Nick Cutler. We interviewed twice. And
Yeah.
once we interviewed for the hot topic. Of
Yeah, Cutler Coalition, I believe. independent wrestler out in the Midwest. He was always great to talk to. Ulala, if you're still listening, you heard yourself on there. It was a thrill to get to interview you. I do think one of the guys that we interviewed, he's turning into getting a lot bigger on the regional circuit here in PA, Maryland. Bro Keller.
Yeah.
He did a spot on WWE segment as a job, not a jobber, but like security guy that a lot of the independent workers get. But I've seen just in the time from we've interviewed him to now, he's getting a lot of work, and he's like he's been working out a ton. He's definitely getting like a much better physical look to him. And I've watched him wrestle in person before. So I think of all the people we've talked to, I think one day, there's a chance maybe we see Bro Keller in the WWE ring.
It's
maybe
possible.
AEW, who knows?
Well, we know Nick Cutler was in the
Nick
WWE.
Cutler was
an
enhancement talent on WWE. He's worked all over.
I got to tell you,
the Midwest.
Those interviews, and I'm not just saying this because he's still listening. Ulala was the most fun because he did it in full character. I mean, it was awesome.
What do you mean character? That is.
Whoops, sorry about that. Whoops, the daisies. But that was really great. Like I didn't know when we picked up the phone like how he was gonna, be. And as soon as like we didn't rehearse it or anything, we just like, and now thank you for calling in, Mr. Lala. And he's like, what? You know what I mean? So it was just really good stuff. So that's one part that I will miss is being able to use the podcast as a way to connect with getting to wrestling because we, RCW, I got to freaking do play-by-play.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's evidence of it. I have the DVD is actually in my laptop. I found it today. I was like, where the hell's that DVD?
Yeah, you should have put some of those awful clips on.
No, it was terrible. Unfortunately, the audio, I didn't come through that well because I was supposed to have you there.
Thank God I didn't.
What do you mean, thank God you didn't?
He
You could have
always
announced.
scheduled that shit on a weekend. He's like, every year it was the bocce weekend. And again, for some reason, bocce weekend, everything goes on. Because again, this year, my company's picnic is on that day. And you know what? I'm telling my company, one of those. I'm going to bocce. So,
well, what if they offer to have us announce RCW that weekend? I guess you're still going to do bocce, aren't you?
Yeah, of course.
Jesus, man. But you missed the Ulala.
But the RCW's not coming back this year till November, it said.
Oh, is that what he said?
November,
okay.
Yeah.
But you missed the Ulala versus Molson match.
I saw I saw the one.
No, but the cowbell match that they were strapped to each other.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that one. I saw the other one.
Yeah, I got to call that match, man.
Yeah,
I got to call that match. I could literally say I got to call a match.
Yeah, I probably would have brought more enjoyment to the audience, or the people. I'm sorry, not the audience. The DVD.
Look, yeah, that's true. The audience couldn't hear me, but I think I'll admit it. You and I together would have done way better than I did by myself because as I went back through the annals of history, and I know I'm saying it wrong by the way. Each of us has tried to do an episode on our own. You've done one. You did an episode of on your own when I was away on vacation.
It's hard to carry the water.
And I did an episode away, and it's really hard because you're just talking to nobody. So we got like a lot of action going on in the chat.
Yeah,
here.
we got some of our fans.
Anybody talking to us, or are they just talking to each other?
Yeah. Mr. Law said to Pamela, and if we're back in 6 months, we'll do one where they both call in.
All right, we could do that. Well,
that would be awesome.
You never know. I mean, what we're saying is that the weekly show is ending. I mean,
no, that's just the weekly show. This shit is over. Don't come here and
you're right.
play it
all right.
soft, JB.
All right, you're right. We're retiring like Ric Flair.
You need to learn when to cut off relationships. I know you have a problem with
that. We're retiring like Ric Flair at WrestleMania 24. You know what I mean? Like we're retiring, but
I wish we had somebody to super kick us in the face.
Oh, can you do it?
No. Somebody with skill, not somebody that's actually
kick us in the face.
You know what?
You would trust me to kick.
Go ahead. You want to kick your face? Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know. I
Sam
would.
knows better.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? You remember when I tried to hit you with a chair?
I body slammed her on the couch that one time because a fan told us to.
Do you know how much skill it takes to kick somebody in the face and not hurt them?
I could throw my head back.
Actually,
for me not to actually.
Oh, for her to not.
Yeah.
Well, I guess what I'm saying.
I'm not saying your skill. I'm saying the guy doing the freaking kicking.
Well, maybe I'm thinking she won't kick me that hard.
Kick
it's not gonna...
on Flair, he laid it in there. It looked good.
Oh, nice way to tie it back to Flair. And he's yeah, pretty nice. So what else you got for me, Sam? I mean,
I don't got much else. I mean,
we're getting close to the end.
I had a
here.
bunch of friends reach out and be like, man, why are you guys ending it? And I was like, Wish you showed this much care when the fucking podcast
I
was
said
going on.
kind of the same thing when people said, "Why are you ending it? Why are you ending it?" I'm like, well, and to be dead honest,
Also, Oat is on too.
yeah, he was
He
supposed to.
says, just do a few specials now and then. If the people want it, they will listen. Like if you build it, they will.
If you
come.
build
I'm
it-
wearing my shirt just for you.
Oh, do it again. There you go. Yeah.
Stop.
We cut it so it's more like a girl shirt.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't like those high.
I
neck.
thought so she could rip it off easier, like Hogan.
that would be awesome. Get the pontoons out. By the way, you heard it here. Pontoons.
Yeah, the
Wrestling
worst.
Dorks.
One of the worst terminologies.
But
ever
you
heard.
say it now, don't you? You call them tunes.
Yeah, tunes ain't bad.
Well, tunes is a derivative of pontoons. I mean, it comes from the root word pontoon. Oh my gosh! Look at this now, Mr. Lawless talking to Oat. This is great. I love this. This is yes, you did buy that shirt. I know you bought her that Budio shirt, and that's now the WWE champion on your left tune there. Your left. Don't grab it. Jeez, come on. It's not that kind of show.
I
Jeez,
was
Louise.
pointing. I would not grab it.
All right, so Sam, what I want to talk about this, we got all night, whatever. First of all, the Sixers okay? Do we need to rush out?
No,
they're
won.
they're good to go. Okay.
Yeah, they were up like 170 last time I saw.
All right, so with the wrestling dorks riding into the sunset and the wrestling landscape the way it is, how do you see it different this time next year?
Just 1 year from now?
Yeah, let's say just 1
By
year.
1 year from now, AEW will be on TV, established. I don't know how much inroads they'll have made at that point, but I do think it'll be a product that I'm watching. I'll say that much because I did watch TNA for a period of time. When there were certain people there that I was interested in.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that AEW is going to have the financial backing at the beginning to get everything going. And I hope they do well because when there's competition, everything gets better. And that's not just in wrestling. That's
No,
in
it's everything.
anything.
Yep.
If there's no competition, we get some of the crap we've probably been getting for the last so many years. So I think wrestling could be entering maybe in the next year, 2 years, 3 years, a good period again. In a year, I don't know if it'll be amazing, but I think in a year we'll see the landscape has changed a little bit.
Are they planning to have, I guess they don't really know what it's going to look like. Is their show going to be set up differently?
Tuesdays.
Well, but do you, you know what I mean? Like, I always felt like all the shows are always kind of modeled after Raw. And I kind of wonder if there's a different way to go about putting on a wrestling show, or if it's going to be, is it going to be opening vignette or opening, monologue or whatever, and then a match?
I mean, what do you mean? I mean,
I don't know.
Just
I don't know
so
what I'm
many
trying to
ways to do
say.
a live show.
There is, and I just kind of wonder: are they going to try to reinvent a wrestling show, or are they just going to?
It depends if you're live or taped. I mean, a lot of what you can do.
I guess
you
we
got
don't
a,
know
you
yet.
got an audience there. Who knows? I don't really know what's in store. I mean, if you watched, obviously you watched WCW, you watched TNA. There's slight differences in the way things were produced, but
Yeah.
there's only so many ways to, skin a cat. I mean, when we watch TV and when you watch whatever you're watching, they don't really reinvent the wheel on how things are, recorded or
Yeah. I
It's
mean-
just different.
I do agree with what Ulal just said. He said that WWE is going to be forced to act because the change is just going to happen. If AEW comes out, and even if they not necessarily steal their audience, but if they do anything cool that's the most talked about wrestling thing of the week, then WWE is going to be like, whoa. Now we got to do something to step
Right,
up.
like when Vince just, even though it has nothing to do with AEW, even though it's loosely associated with StarCast, but Vince blocked Undertaker and Kurt Angle after they already agreed to be at StarCast from appearing.
Yeah,
So
that's craziness.
Patty Wacker says a Mania special each year, and who doesn't want to see me in a singlet?
Oh, that could be a highlight of the show. Just last week, if you guys didn't get to see last week's show, Sam
That was
lost.
jumping the fucking shark.
That might have been. Sam lost the WrestleMania bets this year, and it backfired on us because we wanted to get Jay Lucky into tight spandex.
I
ended
didn't-
up Sam got.
I didn't.
Well, you wanted to see her over us. Let's put it that way.
I mean, I just didn't want me.
All right, I'll go with that. And it ended up backfiring, and then instead we got to see Sam in a singlet. And did you wash the singlet? Is it up on eBay yet for sale?
No, it's not yet. No.
Actual game worn singlet.
Yeah, that was awful.
He had swamp ass in this singlet.
Yep. So I lost another WrestleMania.
Yeah,
bet.
that's why we had to quit because I couldn't come up with any more punishments. Poor Sam has gotten the butt end of all these like punishments.
Yeah, it's either you or we both lose.
Yeah,
or-
it's either you. I don't know that I've ever lost myself. I think it's always
What was
either.
the one where you guys ate
Yeah,
a ton of food?
dude, you remember that when
Oh,
we
yeah.
had to eat like an
I had to
unholy,
eat so many calories.
yeah.
and it was like I think we ate like a whole pizza each or something.
No,
like that.
you did. I did burgers.
Oh my god, that's right.
I did like a bunch of Wendy's double stacks and a bunch of McDonald's double cheeseburgers.
That's right, and I ate like a whole medium pizza. I think.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's right. I still have pictures of that too. So that was I wouldn't say that was a highlight because it's
highlight
kind of
for me.
disgusting. We didn't eat it on air, did we? Did we eat and then?
I don't think we ate it on.
That
air,
would've been
'cause
gross,
We weren't
just like,
on Twitch then. That would have been
You
good
took
for
some
Twitch.
pictures.
Yeah, we took. That would have been good on Twitch.
It would have been good on Twitch, I guess. Except yeah.
What?
But
I think
just
that would have
watching
been.
is.
I think that would have been better than most of the content we've put out on Twitch.
It's so.
Because what is this? We're literally just on a couch.
I guess that's true. So now that we're ending,
doing
what did
something.
you think when I decided to move us to Twitch? To be dead honest with me, what did you think when we left Tap Down?
No, I was all about going to Twitch.
You were? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I just wasn't
I
sure.
was, what do you mean? Why I decided to move to
Sam was
Twitch?
the
I
one
was
who-
the fucking Twitch man.
I was gonna say, I thought he was the one who brought it up.
Were you?
Yes!
Were you?
Yes, I was gonna say he kept suggesting.
I'm
it.
the one that said we should go to Twitch.
He did.
Okay. Well, good job. Congratulations.
He's so bad at listening.
I really thought I made that up myself.
No, I was completely. I was like, let's do this, and
Oh, that's cool.
yeah,
I like that.
I think the medium could work. It's just the problem is like at the time, like right now, what do we necessarily bring to somebody scrolling through Twitch
Right.
that they want to watch other than there's 3 people sitting on a couch?
Yeah, no, I mean, we definitely stand out, and not just because we're enormous,
Right.
not you, but, it's different. On Twitch, it's all, video games and all that stuff. There are a few podcasts, and it is fun to watch those. I don't know. I wouldn't even say that this was a failure because we get just as many viewers as a lot of podcasts that I see. on
Yeah, I
Twitch.
mean-
not the big guys, but I'm
No,
saying I see
no.
a lot of wrestling
Yeah,
podcasts. that
I
get-
just think that we needed something to be able to talk over
Yeah.
and not just be us on a thing. Like the video
Absolutely.
games, there's a little picture of the guy's head maybe in the corner.
Right.
And they're playing a video game and people are watching the video game and they're interacting with the guy. There's not any driving, you know what I mean?
we probably would, honest to God, we would get more viewership if we were playing wrestling, 2K19,
Right.
and we were
Just
talking about
it,
wrestling
right.
while we're playing it, because it is a video game platform. Now that being said, our podcast listeners have not exactly dropped off the face of the earth, so people still listen to the replays and all that stuff. So I just wasn't sure what your thoughts were when we decided to finally make the jump to Twitch. If you thought that
No,
was
I
gonna
thought
hurt
it was
us
a
or not.
a good, good move to make and see if we could make a go of it. I didn't necessarily think that it was worth a shot.
Yeah. I want to know what you think. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have something?
I was just going to comment. Patty Whacker says, "Don't you guys eat like that all the time?"
Yeah.
Referring to when we did the pizza and the burgers.
Oh my God. Yeah, it was.
John only eats like that when we're away.
Yeah, pretty much.
And Pamela says, "I'm guessing a medium pizza here would be an extra large in the UK."
Pretty much.
And wow, I
don't
couldn't
know.
eat more than one burger. Well, you know
Dude,
what?
What did you eat? 6?
What?
Didn't
I
you eat
forget.
6
It was a
burgers?
bunch,
It was a
yeah.
lot of meat. I remember he showed up with.
I remember Jen. She's like, "Well, if I lose, I'm going to eat ice cream."
Yeah.
Like it was the weakest.
Yeah.
Like she always tries. The good thing she does, she never loses because she always tries to
weasel out of it. Yeah,
Ice
because
cream, I could eat a ton of that. And it is.
No,
it was
that's
calories.
easy. Yes, but that's easy to eat. 1,000 calories in ice cream.
But the
is
bet was
easy.
to eat a certain amount of calories. It was not
I
what
know.
you ate to get
Right.
those calories.
but I guess
It's
what we're
like-
saying, we want to see you struggle a
like
little
who
bit.
eat two
Who's
pieces
struggling
of
through ice
cheesecake
cream?
Is
Right.
1,000 calories. That's
Right.
easy to eat.
You're not struggling
That's
through
not
ice
easy to
cream.
eat.
2 pieces of cheesecake.
Oh my God, no! One piece of cheesecake is so much.
The look. I hope the camera got that
Yeah.
look because he just gave me this look like
I'm
she's
so
full of
skinny.
shit.
I can barely eat a piece of cheesecake.
Cheesecake is so rich.
Ooh La La
And heavy.
states he wants to know if Twitch is a good place to post his videos or commentary during a match. Yeah, like if you want to like record commentary or the videos that I've seen you do on like Twitter, like the thing is Twitch generally is mostly live, but
Yeah.
if you have like something you've taped before and then want to talk over it, that's
Yeah, I mean, especially if you own footage of like your own matches and you want to go back and do commentary of you, that's actually not bad. Because if he owns the rights to his own matches.
Right,
Obviously,
yeah, I don't know
You could
what-
show the match and then show like this box of us, a box of you commentating on your own match. I would watch that.
Right.
Hell yeah, I would watch a wrestler commentate on his own match. That's actually a really good idea, Sam or Ulala, whoever came up with that.
Ooh,
Okay, well, yeah, that's a good place for it. But other than that, Twitch is mostly for, like you said, live video, video game streaming, or amazing wrestling podcasts. What did you think when we decided to go to Twitch? Because I know that you liked being on the podcast, but you weren't a huge part. And then I was starting to ask you to be a little bit more of a part of it once we moved over to Twitch. What went through your mind?
I didn't want to be on video.
And so what changed your mind? Just because I'm forceful and made you do it?
I still don't want to be on video.
But you're good on video. You chime in only when you need to, and when we need a
but
one-word opinion
But
of
here's
things.
the thing. I liked just doing the podcast better and chiming in as I wanted to chime in. But sitting here, sometimes when you guys talk about things I don't really know too much about, like when you go hit like history, like, you know, historical wrestling stuff.
See,
A lot of times I feel like the viewers probably think I'm bored or not interested, but it's just the fact that I don't know what you're talking
Right.
about and I can't chime in so
Yeah, I
that
hear ya.
they can see my face.
I agree
and
with
see
that.
I'm sitting here. So for you guys, it's great.
the
For me
podcast was
being-
pop in and pop out.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
me,
you're right.
For me, I feel like me being on your Twitch is
Pointless.
hurting you.
Oh,
'Cause
I don't think it
I feel like I
hurts.
look disinterested, and it's not that I'm disinterested. It's just, well, some of the stuff I don't care about,
You're like, some of the stuff I'm legitimately disinterested.
but like, you know, I didn't like that people could see that I was just sitting here. Whereas
I
on the
gotcha.
podcast, I'm just a voice that would be
Right,
there
like
and
she
be-
could go take a dump if she needed to.
Right. Dump.
You know?
You know how many
God.
dumps she took
Oh,
through
if
the.
only I could.
Well, there you go. And that's the reason that she's put on so much weight. She says, you know, that can't dump.
Never
so
can.
Just never can. What else do we want to talk about? Anything else you want to cover or talk about? And we already talked about our favorite moments. We played some clips. If you guys are just jumping in now, you want to go back and watch the replay again. I will be putting this replay up on YouTube, and the replay will stay up on our Twitch page. I mean, I don't know if I would bother. Should I close the Twitch page? Should I close any of these pages? I mean, what do you think? I don't even know what to. I don't know what to do
I
because
wouldn't close it, because then if you ever want to do it on a whim, you'd have to open it all back up again.
I guess
right?
that's true. And plus, I do play WWE. I could always stream that if I felt like it.
Mr. Ulala says that you were good at injecting as needed, and that was TMI.
That happens sometimes. Sorry,
See, I like this too.
I'm
He
an
said
oversharer.
He said the clips were cool. I actually enjoy listening to those clips tonight.
Yeah, I know. I
and
wish
he
I
said
had thought
keep
to
it
do
all
that.
open.
I wish
Yeah.
I had thought to do that over the last 3 years of the show. But really, I mean, who wants to hear clips of ourselves? See, the real issue is, especially when you're doing the Twitch, you can't do anything that's copyrighted because they cut you off. Like, so if I play any music that I don't have permission to play, they just shut it off. Same with like because I thought when Pamela was saying, "Oh, I don't get to see SmackDown," I thought about turning the camera, but if that would have been on the screen, I think they would have shut us off.
I mean, I don't think they would have picked it up that quick.
Not that quick, but it does get cut. You know what I mean? Like they cut it out of like your replays. I think the live feed is
Right,
fine, but so that's why I like to play our theme song at the beginning and end of the show. I got permission from Mr. Weaverface to download his.
Yeah, but they wouldn't know that. So it's not like,
Well, but I legally bought his music, and like if they were to go to him, they would. You know what I mean?
But that's what I'm saying. It's not like they reached out like you got Weaver face.
Well, yeah, but I think if I guess my point is if I got Bon Jovi, I think that they would probably.
Yeah, I don't think
say
they were
some-
listening to our podcast.
All right. Never mind. Next week on the podcast,
I
we'll
like
do karaoke.
I like back in the day when we
Oh my
just
God.
stole music.
Yeah, we used to just use straight up just steal.
Different WWE themes.
Oh yeah, and the best one was that Alex Riley.
Alex Riley's
Oh my
entrance
God.
music. We used Wade Barrett's, right?
Yeah, Wade Barrett. That was actually at the. I should have played the opening to that on the clip, but
Yeah.
that was our very first. Even episode 0, we used the Wade Barrett song. Yeah, well, we just straight up stole music. I mean, just
Smart.
Yeah, it was real smart. Yeah, and then we moved to Tapped Out, the podcast network.
Yep.
We got contacted by them and moved over to that format, and that was.
Those guys are still rolling along.
They are. They're doing good. I think that was probably the most stressful time for me for some reason because I felt like I had to get a show out. So even when we couldn't get together, I was like, well, fuck, what do we do?
Right.
You know what I mean? And because we were on a schedule and I don't know why.
Ever changing schedule.
I shouldn't have cared.
Yeah, you lost some of your creative control.
We did, especially at the end when they wanted us to be something that we were not, which was thin.
Both thinking that.
Were you gonna make the same joke?
Yep, same joke. Yep.
Jeez. But yeah, we ended up leaving Tap Tap Podcast Network it was actually way back at the end of October. Like we did our last
Not
episode.
that far back.
Well, I know, but I thought it was like really recent. But it was we did our last episode for them in November, and the reason we left them was they wanted us to be a special kind of show. They didn't want us to just sit here and bullshit around.
Right.
Which
right, yeah.
maybe that's
all we do.
Maybe that's what we should have done. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, whatever.
We're good at bullshitting around, and
Yeah, but you would have lost your creative control.
yeah, it
The
was.
whole reason you guys did this in the beginning, it all just was your creative outlet.
Yeah.
And because you enjoyed wrestling and you enjoy talking about it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, and we'd like to be able to just say like, "Oh, hey, Sam, get laid lately," and that kind of stuff, and make fun of my multiple shirts and make fun of you. What do we make fun of her about?
Everything.
What?
Yeah, maybe I don't know. I'm sure I did.
No, you would never make fun of a woman.
Yeah, of course I would.
They're terrible, right? All right. Well, I guess we could put a bow on this, huh? What do you think? Anything else in the chat? Did you see you looking at it?
Ula said, fun fact, during the push-up challenge years ago, which I don't know because I don't do push-ups, I ended up doing 60 push-ups in less than 5 minutes because Facebook kept rejecting the music. Damn you, Coldplay.
So he did have the same kind of situation.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's
Patty Wacker says, leaving Tapped Out was a good move. You're all about bullshitting. It's the best part.
yeah. I think he's making fun of us. I feel like that's a dig.
I don't think so.
You don't think? Well, either way, thanks.
But
I
you gotta
guess
think,
Wacker.
he's not like a super wrestling fan, so bullshitting, he
I
probably
guess
does
that's
enjoy
true.
the bullshitting.
And that was my whole point, was to be a funny like a comedy podcast that also like that's centered around wrestling. I
Right,
think that's even what our description on
Right.
iTunes says. It's like
Correct.
3 friends get together and fuck about while they talk about
That would have
wrestling.
got probably more ratings, but yeah.
But wow, 60 push-ups in less than 5 minutes. We were gonna do push-ups as one of our punishments
Yeah, I
one
don't
time,
do
but Sam
push-ups,
has
so-
only one collarbone, so he can't do
Yeah.
push-ups.
Yeah.
That's like I wanted to get him to come to Body Pump sometime, like as a guest, just to try it out, but his arm would explode because they do all the shoulder shit.
Yeah, but you modify.
Yeah,
do
you should really come
modifications.
next time, man. You
No.
got nothing on Mondays now.
Yeah, basketball starts soon.
What?
Yeah, Monday nights are after work basketball.
Wow.
Every Monday night in summer I do that.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah. And when are your fucks playing basketball?
We were
again?
talking about it today.
Now that I don't have taxes, I can play.
we're looking for outdoor courts. We don't want to go to indoor anymore.
Okay.
And outdoor courts are just tough because you can't reserve, obviously.
Right.
Like so.
There's a million outdoor courts.
Yeah, we want to have like 2 always, and like have like a ready one, and then
There's
have
a million
backup.
of them. Just
I'm aware, but we need to agree on some.
oh yeah.
They're actually we're looking at. They were saying one's right by your place, over by the Giant. Somewhere over there must be courts. I don't know.
No idea. I'm not from this area.
Yeah,
No, like from this area. I'm not. I know all the courts like over in like where like Muhlenberg like area. There's a bunch of courts.
Yeah,
But, by Giant.
yeah.
The
They
Giant
said
like yeah.
on State Hill. Yeah, they said it's over
Oh,
there
no.
somewhere. Is
There
what
might
they
be a
said.
playground over there.
Yeah.
We used to play it back in the day when I used to play all the time. Berks campus has had a court with lights on
Ooh.
all the time. So we'd go over. The lights would cut off in Muhlenberg. I want to say 10 o'clock. So we'd go at 10 o'clock over and play outside. You know.
Well, that's what we're gonna end up doing. So I can fall and scrape my knees. It'd be great.
Oh.
Whatever. It'll be fun though. We'll get you outside. We'll get you doing stuff since you don't want to come to Body Pump.
Yeah.
You
buddy.
should try it one time.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not gonna make you do it, but you should do it.
You should leave him alone. I keep trying to get you to do boot camp with me, and you won't.
I'm not going to that class.
Charlie.
There's guys, lots of guys in the class.
Yeah, I'm not saying there's not guys there, but it kind of, I don't know. I don't need him touching my ass or whatever he does to you
He
girls.
doesn't do that. You're so full of crap. You guys make up.
He won't do that
stories
to
and-
you.
You guys make up stories in your head.
In our head.
Somehow it's a jealousy thing, and I don't know
I've
why.
been out with the guy before. I've seen how he looks at you girls. I know what's going on.
Every guy's nice, all right?
Oh, that's
Whoever
right. There's
established this
something we make fun of Jay Lucky about.
Oh, geez.
Every guy's a nice
has
guy.
the best intentions.
They're all nice guys, aren't they? Especially those Italian ones. I tell you what.
I wish.
All right, everybody. Well, on behalf of Sam and Jay Lucky,
There's no on behalf. I'm fucking here.
I'm here too.
I was just going to say, as Collective Wrestling Dorks, we appreciate you watching us, listening to us for the last 3 years. Make sure that you still continue to follow us on Twitter at Wrestling Dorks. Follow him at The Real Ass Cav. Follow her at J Lucky Sunshine. We're not gonna be back anymore, so this will be.
We're not back.
We're not back. So this again, very
One final sign off here.
I know it's very freeing. Actually, it's kind of nice. Next week I could box up all this shit. I could put it away.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of nice. Jay Lucky will be happy to have her Tuesdays back. She's already got plans. We're gonna go to the gym on
Yeah,
Tuesdays.
you guys are the king of plans.
Yeah, well, we got to know when we're working out because that way I know how much I can eat leading up to the workout.
You should catch up on the chat.
Catch up in the chat. Jay Lucky says things are happening.
Mr. Law says thank you all. And Pamela says she will miss us.
Well, you can still stay in touch with us on Twitter. Like I said, we're not going to leave that, but just no more podcasts. So, again, thank you very much for watching and listening, and we will catch you some other time.
Never again.
Never again on the Wrestling Dorks.
Never say never.
True.
See ya.
Later.